Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're well on this terrific Tuesday. I'll tell you what, that went better than it did in video 1 because this is video 2 of 2 today. You know the drill. Anyway, you're looking amazing, by the way, and we're going to get straight into the meat and potatoes because I waffled a bit in the other video. We was talking about Dylan and Bethany and the exculpatory evidence and the What's the Obsession video. Anyway, if you didn't see it, go check it out. And this one, we're going to be talking about none other than Jennifer Coffindaffer, the ex-FBI agent. Now, you would think that someone who is ex-law enforcement, you know, even though she's ex-law enforcement, at the end of the day, she is someone who is still a representation of law enforcement, what they stand for. And she was talking on Twitter about how she felt. She basically said, this is going to be a room splitter. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what she was thinking. This is going to be a room splitter. Because if I was one of the parents of the victims of the Idaho 4 case, which you're not, by the way, you're not, and I don't know how you can even... anyway, I digress. So she's saying it would basically piss her off. It would drive her insane. It would drive her crazy if she was to watch Bryan Kohberger dressed as a choir boy going into these court proceedings. Dressed as a fucking choir boy. I don't know what choirs you've been to, but I haven't ever seen choir boys dressed in a suit and tie, grey, and I don't know. Well, maybe I'm just reading into this too much, but this is someone who is ex-law enforcement, and she is basically criticising and making it look like it's wrong for Bryan Kohberger before he has even been proven guilty of anything to begrudge him wearing a suit. So what she's saying is, basically, before he's even been convicted of anything, he's supposed to be walking into that courtroom dressed like a fucking orange and with a chain round his neck, walked into the court like a dog, like they did with that other poor fucker. Well, I say poor fucker. I don't mean poor fucker from the Delphi case, do you know what I mean? Richard Allen. Now, have you seen what's going on in that case? Anyway, I'm going to get sidetracked here, aren't I? Because apparently there was more to it. We always thought there was going to be more to that, but apparently that could have been a sacrificial murder, and there's a lot more to it. We did think there was a bigger picture, but that guy, even though he was going through the system, he looked like he was fucked. That's what he looked like. He was done. I didn't even think he was going to even make it throughout that system, but that's what people like Jennifer Coffindaffer want. They want people, before they've even gone through due process, to be treated like dogs. They'd have them eaten out of a dog bowl if they could. That's the way that I get. And people were coming forward and they were saying, look, he could be innocent. He could have been innocent. So Jennifer Coffindaffer lashes back and she's like, oh, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. He's guilty. There is a knife sheath with his DNA found underneath one of the victims. That's it. Okay, so what you're saying with that mentality is, fuck it then, let's not have a court. Job done, get the fucking donuts in and send him down the river, get him shot up against a wall. That's your mentality. As someone who is ex-law enforcement, ex-FBI of all law enforcement agencies, you're basically saying, because of what we know so far, and that is the only real thing that we know so far, is that there is a knife sheath, apparently, with a small piece of DNA on the button snap. And what you're saying is that is absolutely, undeniably proves he was in there and done this crime and murdered all these people. And we don't need to have due process. We just need to save us all some money, save us all some time, and just get him lined up and shot. That's what you're saying. And then loads of people see this because she's got quite the following on Twitter /X. And then you get people who are turning around and they're saying, you know, you're right, this is stupid. I hear all these lies being made up. Like, she's pushing the fact that there is lies and things being twisted. Tell me one lie like on this channel that we've spoken about. So tell me something that we've pushed out that has been a lie. Now, we have speculated on certain elements of what could happen, especially when you've got rammed in your face about the fact that 911 call wasn't made for 8 hours. That's not a lie. That's a fucking fact. The fact that we've got parents around these victims who sadly have been caught up in the narcotics world, and this place has got a drugs issue. We have got people on the peripheral of this case who have been involved in the supply of narcotics to someone who died and walked free from it. That's not a lie, that is a fact, and it's things like this that make you question what is going on in this case. You've got officers who are around this case who have been involved in perhaps not doing their job quite as they should be. Again, not lies, fact. Anyway, I get very, very emotional, very, very upset about things like this because I feel that you guys out there, you're being manipulated. You're being manipulated by people who you trust, people in power, people in positions that you, when they speak, you listen because you think, oh, they're ex-FBI. They're ex-FBI. They know what they're talking about. They know everything. You know when they speak, they're like the oracle, and you believe every single thing that they say. And they're saying shit like this that's perpetuating negativity before someone has even gone through due process. And when you see due process and see how they're being treated through that system as well, it's not ideal. It's not how it should be. And all I can hope is that none of you who are supporting the likes of Jennifer Coffindaffer and the stuff that she's saying are ever in a position where perhaps you've got a relative, a child even, who is being accused of something, and they come to you and say, look, Mum, or look, Dad, I didn't do it. I did not do this crime. But the evidence is pointing otherwise. And then you've got to make a decision, whether you send them down the river because the evidence points to it, or you take into consideration that there have been multiple cases over the decades where things have been wrong, including DNA evidence, and that has led to people being incarcerated for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. They've lost of their lives to be later found to be innocent. The system fucked them. Anyway, let me know down below what you think. Did you see it? What do you think? Is it right? Is it wrong? How should things truly be? And are people like Jennifer Coffindaffer, should they be considering more about how they are influencing people, especially when you take into consideration their background, their history, and should they be a little bit more thoughtful of what they're saying? Because it doesn't paint a very good picture of the agency with which they worked, because it shows that there's just a confirmation bias. They're not willing to be open-minded. That is just a case of who needs due process. We got the guy, let's get him gone. I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a fantastic day, guys, and thank you very much for watching. Mwah.